Hey guys, this is Izabella Ritz with Amazon Made Simple and Shawn, Hart and Seth Stevens, so cool guys who created this magic book.
Basically zero in sales to $27 million in sales within a very, very short time frame.
I have $13 million, why need a profit?
Exactly.
We'll just
exactly. We collected about 1.8 million in profits for 2 years and then sold that business for $3,360,000.
What is like out of 350 products, how many been actually successful?
Izabella, are you ready? With a free bonus offer from Domino's Pizza.
He says, you guys are missing the boat. So he says, let me just show you what to do. So
Because to be in a society and in this community, you have to be someone. So, hey guys, this is Izabella Ritz with Amazon Made Simple and Shawn, Hart and Seth Stevens, so cool guys who created this magic book that Seth, do you have this one? You have to
I
show.
do. You want to match here?
Yes, correct. Yeah, so we all have this book, and if you guys didn't read it, you lost a lot. Because from this book, I actually found out that Shawn Hart is billionaire or multi-millionaire. Back to 2008, he created $27 investing just $1. And he didn't tell his wife that he actually was using $30,000 from their credit cards. So their family were about to become poor and like homeless and like start starving. But Shawn is super smart guy, and from the first hour meeting, I was hating him. I even spread the rumors in like inside of their team saying like I don't like this guy at all. But now I changed my mind. So guys, anyway, welcome to this podcast. I love you both. You're super cool, super funny. So I'm ready to talk. Shawn said.
Well, thank you for having me. And I just wanted to clarify for your audience it's not smart in the book. I just got lucky, Izabella. So I avoided the poor farm and, as you know, collected $1.6 million of my customers' money that I then used to grow that business. So it was an accident and I got lucky.
And yeah, you also don't recommend in your book to do the same approach. However, as an entrepreneur, I understand you completely. And I support this approach because you had to support your mother and you had to support your family, which is a very, very male action. Seth, do you want to add something else to this business approach?
Yes.
Because I believe the moment you want to survive, the best way, at least from my opinion, and the course of action when you're trying to move fast, and because the business is a, if you're doing business, you have to do everything fast.
Yeah, definitely. So in that book, The Private Label Millionaire Secrets, what Shawn and I tried to distill down was all the lessons that we had learned, not only from him building that business in 2008 and then exiting, but we took those same concepts that he learned in that business and applied them to Amazon. And I think that's where it kind of becomes interesting. So some of the strategies that you're talking about, Izabella, is using your customers' money to then grow your business is all about the mindset of how can I limit my risk as an entrepreneur, but then have the upside to grow into something big and great. And I think, Shawn, you went from basically zero in sales to $27 million in sales within a very, very short time frame. And you wouldn't have been able to do that if you had the kind of stuck in the mud, regular 9 to 5 mindset.
Exactly.
And that was during the big crisis of 2008.
That's true. So what we were able to do was create, Izabella, as you know from the book, a Mafia offer. That is an offer that's almost impossible for a consumer to say no to, an offer that they would feel stupid not taking you up on. And we created that Mafia offer, as you know, around a product called an eye heater, which was a space heater, like an infrared heater. There's actually one right under my desk here. And we grew that business for about 3 years. That's when Seth and I first got introduced. He came in working in my marketing department as an intern. And then I was able to exit that business. And like Seth told you, use those exact same strategies when we started building our Amazon business a couple of years later.
Tell me more about it. People will be excited to hear how did it happen, what actually did you do, and what is 1, 2, 3 steps to succeed.
Okay, number one is product selection. As you know, your audience are Amazon sellers, and the first thing we have to have is an offer for a product. Without an offer, we don't have a business. So it starts with the offer, and that offer has to be for a physical product in most cases. So what Seth and I like to advocate for, Izabella, is that instead of trying to recreate the wheel or create a market or demand for a product that doesn't exist yet, what we try to do is tap in to demand that already exists. That is, give people what they already want to buy, right, Seth?
Yeah, exactly. And then in the book, you tell the story of how you identified the demand for the heater. You talked about, being at the hardware store and seeing people walk out with armfuls of products. So, Isabella, we did the exact same thing when it came time to pick a product for our Amazon business. We actually had Shawn walking through trade shows trying to spot demand, and we would spot demand by seeing where the crowd was. So then what we were able to do, Isabella, is see the demand in person, check Amazon to see what was actually happening online, and then bring those products to market. So we had a huge advantage a lot of times because we could get in front of demand that was yet being fulfilled on Amazon.
Seth, tell me, was it 2011 or 2012?
So I worked in Shawn's marketing department. I think it was 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me more. Like back to, I started my Amazon in 2015. So I don't know what guys instrument you've been using in 2011, besides just checking what is going on Amazon to actually prove the demand. I even don't know if any software didn't exist at this time.
No, so just let me just clarify that. Seth worked with me in that heater marketing business in 2010, 11 as an intern, but
Yeah.
we didn't start selling on Amazon myself until the fourth quarter of 2013 when we
Okay.
started doing retail arbitrage and then moved into kind of private label. Right.
Okay.
And then what happened was Seth had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I just finished college. I just started my job." He was in commercial real estate, and he said, "I'm looking for a mentor." And I was, frankly, I was bored. I'd sold my business. I'm sitting here. I'm
For
30.
$13 million, right?
Exactly, like 30. I'm 38 years old. I have nothing to do. So I met Seth at Starbucks for a cup of coffee, and I don't think you even drank coffee back then, Seth. But we happened to meet at Starbucks, and I break open my laptop, and honestly, Isabella, I was embarrassed because when Seth worked with my company, we had 100,000 square foot, office space with warehouse, and I had over 100 employees. We're doing, $1 million a day in sales in our season, and it was a great business. And now I'm selling rubber bands out of my garage on Amazon. I felt like a complete loser. But Seth, he was patient. He said, "Tell me more." And basically, what I was doing, I was buying these rainbow loom bracelet making kits back in 2013. They were really popular. And then I would piggyback like, 7 or 8 different listings on Amazon to sell the product. And I had generated about $250,000 in sales and working out of my garage. And when I show Seth that, the first thing Seth says is, "Are you making any profit?" Well, of course, I don't know if I'm making any profit, but I know I'm making a lot of sales.
I have $13 million. Why need a profit?
Exactly.
I will just sell
Exactly.
it.
So I'm just trying to get back in the game, So Seth goes back to his cubicle after our lunch meeting, and he texts me that night, and he says, "Okay, so this is what happened. I opened up my seller account. I listed a product. I already made the sale. Now I have to ship it. We need to meet again because this is something real, right, Seth?"
Yeah, exactly. So, long story short, Shawn got me so excited that I quit my job in corporate America. And Shawn and I officially partnered up, Isabel, in 2014. And that first year, we launched 90 products and we did about $3.5 million in sales. So, we launched those that first year. We do pretty well. And we're like, 90 products was pretty good. But if we launch more, we'll make even more money. So, we set on the goal to launch one product per day. And so, in 2015, Isabella, we launched one product a day. We did 350 product launches of our own private label products.
Hold
We
on.
did about
One product a day. Did you have this product physically, or you've been using the same approach where creating people's where
Great question.
yeah,
where where using people's money to buy products from China
Well,
and ship it from there?
here's what we were doing. We were testing the waters with small sample orders, 15, 20, 25 units. What would happen was I had a purchasing department. I was working out of Houston, Texas at the time. Seth was running our Amazon business and office with our staff in Indianapolis. And what I would do is I would contact all these manufacturers after I identified a product opportunity. I would have samples sent to the office immediately with express mail. The office would take photos of the product, create the listings on the fly, and then I would have that a backup inventory coming in by DHL, of a dozen, 2 dozen, maybe 50 units at a time, so that we were able to throw these products up very quickly, test the market, get consumers to vote with their credit cards, and then we would take those winners and scale those, right, Seth?
Exactly. So Isabella, my office that I was running in Indianapolis had all of the departments in it for building out the listings, for creating the copy, taking the images, and creating the marketing on the Amazon side. And every week, a box of samples would show up from everything that Shawn had located, procured, shipped us a box of samples so we could take the images of, while the rest of the inventory was on the way to FBA. So we were churning out all these listings. We ended up launching 350 products. We then trimmed that back to our winners, which are the ones that took off the easiest, and we built brands around. So our entire model, Isabella, was test a lot of products, see which ones get traction, and then if a product gets traction, we'll build a brand around it. So we did that with a lot of different brands, and we actually created the model, which was like a little brand factory. So that second year of business, we did about $10 million in sales, and it just kind of propelled us to start selling a couple businesses every single year. And so that's what we've been doing ever since.
Just make it more clear for the audience, because guys, that was 2013. So right now it's 2022 and the situation is a little bit different. However, I'm still super curious. We have people asking all the time, what is the guarantee that the product will succeed? And here, because you've been guys testing your niche and you've been testing 350 products within a year, how many products actually been successful?
That's a great question. So what we did, Isabella, and you can read about that in the book, as you know, we would stack the odds in our favor by creating what we call a Mafia offer, as you know, and then using what we call our Amazon tripwire strategy. And what does that mean? So one of the first products that we launched that was wildly successful was a bamboo pillow, which you read about in the book, right? But instead of going into that highly competitive market and launching a bamboo pillow, which had a high minimum order quantity and a barrier to entry of about $250,000 because of the minimum order, the bulky product, the ocean freight. I mean, it was just very expensive. So instead of going directly for the market of the bamboo pillow, we found the sleep mask, which was a cut and sew cheap Chinese air freight product that we could sell at a breakthrough price. But stay with me here. When everyone else was selling a sleep mask and being successful at $12.99, $15, $20, we came in at $5.99 and completely dominated that entire market. In a very, very short time, we were able to produce 250,000 orders of a sleep mask and then get about 20% of those customers to opt in to receive more information from us. Now, what we've created is a list of 50,000 Amazon shoppers who have already raised their hand and identified themselves as being buyers of sleep products. It's that 50,000 person list that we then launched the pillow product to. We collected about 1.8 million in profits for 2 years and then sold that business for $3,360,000. That's how we guarantee success every time.
This is awesome. So just let me to summarize. So we're creating the product with a very low market price. We're pushing this product on a market. We're creating the customer list, and then we're launching another product and another product using those this customer list, which is like guarantee us success because we have already loyal customers.
Exactly. And Seth likes to say that having your customer list is like having sponsored ads turned on forever, but not having to pay for it, Seth.
Yeah, exactly. So, Isabella, if you think about it, when we were competing back then, people were just starting to do rebates and things like that. But our customers were used to paying for the product. They weren't used to getting rebated and stuff that's against TOS now. So, what we are talking about are like fundamentals. It's fundamental marketing. So we were selling our pillow at near full price. We might have given them a 10 or 15% off discount, but we're actually creating real money. So when we go to launch our product, Isabella, we're immediately profitable. Amazon sees that external high quality traffic hitting our listings, and they rewarded us with higher keyword ranking, which then positions us in the marketplace to start taking more sales.
Okay.
So it is kind of like you are cheating. We didn't really know this at the time, though, Izabella. We kind of fell into that because of what we were doing in Shawn's previous company with the heater. It was a big part of the process to engage the customer after the fact. So when Shawn was sending postcards in the heater business and generating $400,000-$500,000 in sales, he knew, and I worked in that department, so I knew too. I knew the value of re-engaging those customers. So when we started our Amazon business, we took that same concept and we said, we know the audience is most important. We're going to use that audience to drive sales on Amazon. We just didn't know how good it was going to work because Amazon rewarded us with more keyword ranking than what we expected.
I love this idea. However, I want to come back for my question. So, what is like out of 350 products, how many been
Oh,
actually successful? Like,
that,
I'm
yep.
asking, and I'm very pushy with this because we have some statistics. Out of like 10 products, this amount of products will succeed on Amazon. And to let people manage their expectations, like, okay, if I'm launching one product, what will be my cashback from there? Like, please, can you clarify this? Because this is something that is making the biggest confusion around new sellers.
Okay. So I hate to rain on the picnic here, but unfortunately, not all products were successful. But what we were able to do was test with very small quantity, and then what we call it is feed the stallions that are those winning horses that are running the race and starve out the ponies. When we finished our launching of 350 products, we were able to build 53 successful brands from those 350 launches. But the magic is being able to leverage that customer list to build out a brand. While a lot of sellers out there, Izabella, are unfortunately always jumping from one niche, from one product to another category, the grass always looks greener on the other side of the fence, right? What we did was we built out an entire brand by creating what we call a customer journey using that gateway product, Seth.
Yeah, exactly. So, Izabella, just to answer your question, we ended up launching more than 1,000 private label products. In that initial 350, though, there might have been 50 that kind of stuck. And like Shawn said, we built brands around them. So, for instance, if one of the 50 that stuck was the bamboo pillow, which it was, then we went back and we said, okay, what other products can we launch to complete this customer journey? So, for instance, when you sell a pillow, what else do you need? What else would that customer be looking for? Well, they might be
Need a
looking for a
bed.
pillowcase. They might be looking for a bed sheet. They might be looking for a
They've
different
looked,
type
they're
of
looking
pillow.
for a bed.
They're looking for a bed. We tried mattress toppers. Yes, exactly. So what is that customer? If you can find a gateway product that is like the beginning of a customer journey, then picking the products to fill out your brand line is much easier because all you have to do is think, what else would my customer need who's interested in sleeping better, right?
Right. I love it. I love this approach. I love how you guys thinking and the way how you're like, we are so energized that we are ready to launch right now another 53 brands on Amazon.
We would never take that approach today because, as you already know, Izabella, Amazon is more of a fickle type of animal today. It's more technical than it was back then. But the fundamental truth remains. If a market doesn't already exist, then you have no business launching a product to it. If you can identify what we call a starving crowd in the book, again, the starving crowd, simply feed the crowd what they already want because they're hungry. And it makes your product selection so much easier. And then my favorite strategy, Izabella, if I may, is our Amazon listing value stack. In an environment on Amazon that's highly competitive and has so many choices, how do you make your product stand out in a crowd, right? Here's how we do it. We create an offer that's so ridiculous, so high value that any Amazon buyer out there would be insane to move on and buy the next product down the line. And we do that by creating a value stack, Izabella, inside the listing. Let me give you an example. We want to sell a pizza stone, okay? A pizza stone is heavy, it's expensive, it's highly competitive, right? The barrier to entry is just too daggone high. So instead of launching the pizza stone, we launch a pizza cutter. How boring is that, right? But that pizza cutter can be found quickly inside of the frequently bought together section of the pizza stone. Tells me, hello, anybody who's buying a pizza stone obviously needs a pizza cutter. But the question remains, how does our pizza cutter stand out above all others and demand attention? Not only do we launch the pizza cutter at a very low price, so we demand immediate attention, but we also pair that pizza cutter, Izabella, are you ready? With a free bonus offer from Domino's Pizza. If you buy my pizza cutter, not only is it only $10 while yours is $19.99, but you also get a free medium Domino's pizza as a bonus for buying my pizza cutter. It's a no-brainer, right? It's a
What did
Mafia
Amazon
offer.
tell you for that?
What?
What did Amazon tell you for that? Like when you added this bonus, did you add this bonus on a listing?
Seth?
Yeah,
Seth?
yes, of
Cut.
course, Isabella. So, if you've looked at products on Amazon before, we have clients that sell products that are there's a piece of the product that's digitally delivered. For instance, if you bought a preloaded iPod back in the day, well, to get the songs, you have to actually go and download those songs. There's all kinds of products like that still, Isabella. So
Yep.
what we're doing is we're just adding on more value just like that, but in a way that supports the product experience. So like for instance, if you were scrolling through the search results on Amazon and you were looking for a pizza cutter and all of the rest of the pizza cutters were $10, $20, and then ours was a little bit cheaper or even the same price, but you got a free pizza from a place that you enjoy, then it's a Mafia offer. And then now we get higher click through, higher conversion. And here's the kicker, Isabella. Domino's actually pays us to refer that customer to them. So we get an affiliate kickback. So we're making profit and we're capturing the customer's email and phone number so we can communicate with them after. And like Shawn alluded to, we use that customer list to then drive all that traffic back to our original intention, which was to launch the Pizza Stone.
I love it.
This is so smart. Like when you've been interviewing me, you said, I've seen a lot, but this is so good. So I can tell the same. So this is really good. You guys are super smart with your approach. I want to add a little bit from your book. You've been writing that the one of the best approaches, if they're going to launch the product and this product is going to succeed, then duplicate this product. So can you tell me more, but with some additional tips, how people actually suppose, if you still agree with their approach? So what is the best way to launch the duplicated product without competing with yourself?
Well, here's what we have to remember, Izabella. Listen, a lot of companies, in fact, most of the major companies out there on the store shelves, what we might call consumer packaging goods. Let's take Tylenol, for example, because I use that in the book, right? If you
Okay.
walk into CVS and you have like a sinus pressure
I
or
used Tylenol this morning, so
okay, so
we are almost on the same page.
what did you have? A headache, a backache, sinus?
Of
What was
course,
the
yeah,
problem?
I had a headache. I am
Okay.
chronic migraine person.
Well, let's say that you had a backache or a neck pain, okay? And you walk into CVS looking for Tylenol and you see Tylenol gel caps, Tylenol extra strength, Tylenol regular strength, Tylenol fast action, Tylenol migraine. And lo and behold, right here it says Tylenol neck pain. Well, guess what? It's just Tylenol, right? It's 500 milligrams of acetaminophen. But the fact that the packaging speaks to your specific need and says Tylenol neck pain, it eliminates the need for any further research. It's obviously scratching that itch that you have and solving that specific problem. It's entering the conversation, Izabella, that you're already having inside of your own mind. It becomes a no brainer. All Tylenol is doing is changing the packaging. They're changing the product positioning and gaining more shelf space in CVS. Are you with me?
I
Here's
am.
what, here's what we do on Amazon. Let's say you're selling a dog leash, okay? And things are going well for you, and the dog leash is selling well, and you're even well ranked for the keyword dog leash. But let's say you have a customer who's searching for a dog leash for their black lab or their German shepherd. All right.
Or
You're,
call
prese-
me Aussie.
you're presented with two choices, right? A, the dog leash that's just a dog leash for $10, or B, a dog leash that's already connected to a German Shepherd. If you have a German Shepherd, you're looking for a solution for your specific problem. that dog leash speaks to you. It's worth more. It converts higher, and you're more likely to click on that particular item. Just like Tylenol, it speaks to your particular ailment, whatever affliction you're dealing with. All we're doing on Amazon in our creative cloning approach, which you can also read about in the book, is we're repositioning some of our existing inventory. We're using some of the same stock that we already have. All we're doing are changing the images, and we're changing the text in the listing and changing some of the UPC labels on the product. So what we do is we gain an unfair advantage over our competitors because we're dominating more of that space on page one search results. Let me just give you a hypothetical. Let's say that you're selling dog leashes and there are 1,000 dog leashes being purchased every single day on Amazon across the entire platform. Let's say that you're doing a great job and your dog leash is selling 100 units per day. That's 10% of the market, right?
Yep.
Well, who's getting the other 900? They're your competitors. So would you agree with me, Izabella, if you create another listing that also grabs 100 orders per day, all right, would that double your business?
It will highlight,
Right.
especially if this specific dog breed is popular, like Australian Shepherd, Labrador Retriever, and Golden Retriever, the three most popular breeds in United States.
You're absolutely right. So that particular listing speaks to you as a consumer. All we're doing is rinse and repeat. We duplicate that effort, continue to clone over and over again until we dominate a category, Seth.
Yeah. So, Isabel, let me kind of make it a little bit more simple. So, you as the brand owner have this power, right? You get to decide what's a new product for you. And so, when Nike launches a new pair of shoes, Amazon doesn't open up the box and inspect them and say, well, this looks like the Air Force One you guys launched last year. It's not a new product. We're merging the listings. They don't do that. All they do is say, oh, it's a new product by Nike. Let me scan the UPC code. Oh, it should go to this listing. So, you as the brand owner get to decide what's a new product. And so when we were selling our bed pillows, we actually used the exact same inventory to create multiple listings for the same product, positioned a little bit differently, but it was the same brand, it was the same inventory. The only thing you have to do as a brand owner is change the UPC. And when Amazon scans it, they say, okay, same, it's a different product. Let me scan it into this different listing. And here's the thing, Isabella, when we were selling that pillow, the keyword that we ranked for the best was bamboo pillow. It was really hard for us to rank for other keywords. So what we did was we created 8 different listings for the exact same product, but they were positioned slightly differently, but they all ranked for the same keyword. So it was like this. You would search bamboo pillow on Amazon, and the very first listing would be ours, and it would say luxury bamboo pillow. But guess what? If you scroll down one and looked at the second listing, the image looked a little different, and the title didn't say luxury bamboo pillow. It said premium bamboo pillow. And then they had a second opportunity to click on our listing. But guess what? You scroll down to the 4th position and you saw another listing from us. And the picture was a little bit different. And it said plush bamboo pillow. And then a 5th one said side sleeper bamboo pillow. And then another one said back sleeper. And another one said stomach sleeper. And so at the end of the day, back then, Isabella, there were only 16 search results on the page. We had 8 of the 16 results. And this cloning process took us from $30,000 per month in revenue to $300,000 per month in revenue. And that allowed us to sell that business for more than $3 million.
Seth, Shawn, you're a genius. No doubts are here. So generally speaking, you're just keep proving that Amazon is about to be smart player and not to be not just to try to do things intuitively like we've been doing in 2008, 2012, 13, 14, 15. So at this point, I would love to invite you to create the actually educational video for like not just 15-20 minutes where you will be able to teach people how to do it right, because product research is one of my best expertise and this is my passion. And when I hear how you guys are doing stuff, I really want you to share with the more audience and like let people actually understand how they can approach their Amazon business and scale it and expand it on the market. Would you agree with that?
Definitely.
Okay, great. So at this point, I also want to wrap up something. So if you guys are, if you keep watching this podcast You have to keep in mind that Pust Purchase Pro with Seth and Shawn is about to expand your audience and expand your sales using their approach with the like sharing more value with your existing customers, because every single brand has the audience, but not every single brand actually understand how to use the audience, how to approach this audience, and how to approach your warm audience with more sales. A lot of customers, a lot of sellers, they're just burying this audience and they don't use it at all. And Post Purchase Pro can make it happen. Then they can make for you more, they can add more value and actually make your next product launch faster and more scalable. Is it right?
Absolutely. So here's what we do that's different, Izabella. Seth and I put a tremendous amount of effort in creating a relationship with every single Amazon customer from our business. It's not about creating transactions on Amazon, but it's about creating a relationship, nurturing that relationship, and then profiting from it through ongoing sales. It's about providing more value to the end user so that they want to do more business for you. So at the end of the day, our Amazon business becomes a profitable customer acquisition channel, not just a cash register every day.
So, Izabella, one more example from that pillow business, because this is kind of where it all kind of came
So I
together
bet
for us.
out of 350 products, pillow, bamboo pillow was all definitely working.
The pillow was working, but why it stands out so much is because this is where we kind of honed in a lot of these concepts. Like that's where we first got our idea to do creative cloning. That's where we first perfected the value stack and the tripwire. But also, Isabella, this is why it's really important, because we actually sent our very first marketing email for the pillow, and that's why we bring it up in the book so much. So, long story short, we were using this insert card to collect customer name, email, and phone number from our customers to register their warranty and to provide instructions for that pillow. Really, what we had planned to do, Isabella, was just to ask them for a product review. Back then, it was really tough to get reviews, and that's what our main strategy was. But our friend comes into our office, and we were used to doing traditional marketing like postcards and things like that in the heater business, but we really hadn't dipped our toe into email marketing yet. And so in 2014, Charles Livingston comes into our office and he says, "Hey, you have all these warranty registrations sitting here. What do you plan to do with them?" And we tell them, "Well, we're going to ask them for a review." Well, he says, "You guys are missing the boat." So he says, "Let me just show you what to do." So we had about 20,000 emails on those warranty registration cards. And then here's what happened, Isabella. He actually created our very first brand avatar, and he sent out our very first email, and we got $25,000 in additional sales in one single day from that email that he sent.
Did you have inventory though?
Well, I think we did, because we were doing a big promotion with Living Social at the time. So we didn't stock out. We were able to produce that. So, but think about this, Isabella. All of a sudden, now our whole world changes. Now we're not just collecting this customer information to get reviews. We're actually collecting it to produce more sales. And then, like I told you at the beginning of the call, the thing that shifted it the most was when we generated that $25,000 extra in sales. Amazon saw that it was from an external source, and rewarded us with more keyword ranking. So we moved up the search results. So we ranked better. So we made more sales. So long story short,
traffic for them.
Yes, yes, exactly. So we provided more value, and then we gave them a better deal. So what Shawn and I did was we created all those brands and we sold them. And in 2020, we were kind of sitting there looking back at all this mess we had created, all these businesses that we had sold, and we said, what was it that kind of got us to where we are, and what was the most important thing of it all? And it turned out that 41% of all of our revenue came from post-purchase marketing after the initial sale. And that's what most Amazon sellers are ignoring. So we said, finally, we have the bandwidth. We're going to create Post-Purchase Pro as a done-for-you service to actually build all of these assets for you as an Amazon seller, because most likely you don't have the time or the know-how to do this correctly. So what Post-Purchase Pro does is we build the entire process from A to Z, as far as building your customer list, engaging them with marketing, creating more sales, creating more ranking, and creating more reviews, and a better customer relationship. And at the end of the day, you own the traffic. So you can generate traffic and sales and ranking whenever you'd like. So it's like just like Shawn said, it's like turning up your sponsored ads and then never having to pay the bill.
He's amazing, isn't he,
And
Izabella?
everything is hands free. I
I
don't have to do anything.
You don't have to
it's
do anything.
that's great, Seth. Hey, just for the record, I taught him everything he knows, Isabella.
So if me and my audience, which is 18,000 people, maybe more, will decide that tonight we're going to post purchase marketing and we're asking you guys to create for all our products this whole done for you service where we don't have to do anything about this insert cards, collecting emails, and all this stuff. How long time will take you to proceed, let's say, with one product?
Very good question. So basically, our onboarding process takes about, there's a few steps to it. Step number one, we have an intake form where we have to learn about your business. You have to be accepted into our program. Obviously, we're not like a lifesaver for a dead product. If your business stinks and you're not making sales, then how can you do post purchase marketing if you're not creating purchases, right? So first of all, you have to go through an intake process where we get to know your business, your brand, and your product to see if it's a good fit. If it is, then we would extend an invitation for you to sign up for our program. Our onboarding specialist will walk you through all the steps necessary. We need, it's fact gathering. We set expectations on onboarding. We kind of get an idea of what you've done historically in email marketing, if anything. And then once that's complete, it's about 4 to 5 weeks max to get you fully up to speed, depending on whether you have an email list already or if we need to start generating one from scratch.
Shawn, how many sales are you supposed to make a day per one product, or per how many products
Great
you want
question.
me to have, to make sure you actually will work with me?
So our typical client, now this is average, is about $250,000 per month in revenue. We will not accept anyone who's doing less than 20,000 per month in revenue
Per
because
one product or per all products?
for the entire account. Our average client has about three SKUs or three brands that's doing 250 grand per month. All right. But we deal with hundreds of them. We have some clients that are doing 2 or 3 million per month, and our lowest is about 20,000, 25,000 per month. What we want to be, we want to be that next growth mechanism for your business. So if your business is already reasonably successful, you're already creating consistent sales every day, we're going to be that next low hanging fruit, that easy growth that you can plug into your business hands free and see some very quick wins. If you're not creating sales already consistently, we can't multiply zeros, right, Isabella?
I bet. Zero multiply one will be zero. Okay, this is great. I'm already calculating how much money we can make together and how much
Okay.
money you can make for our customers and how much money they are going to pay you back to make them more money.
Yep,
So
that's what you
it's
do.
like the whole circle is going on. What is the best way for them, for everybody to apply? What is the best way to pass the interview and to be qualified? Like how they can find you, where they supposed to click, go,
So,
follow.
for the most part, Isabella, our program is closed to outsiders unless they have a specific invitation from you. So, if you go to postpurchasepro.com, you'll see that we're not accepting new clients right now, right? But if you give them the in, then we can bring them in through a phone call. So, the best way to learn about us is to look at postpurchasepro.com. And the best way to engage with us and see if it's a good fit is to do postpurchasepro.com/call, CALL, postpurchasepro.com/call.
Okay, sounds good. I
Now,
will. So everybody, the program is closed. It is closed. And Shawn, you can meet him at all the events where he's going to, because he's super famous and he keeps supporting his audience and his customers that are already on board. However, slash call. And the beginning will be posted under this video. I remember postpurchase.com slash call. So guys, you will be able to find out more information. And if you'll be lucky, then you will be able to work with Shawn and Seth, these two coolest guys in the society. I really like you so much. Yeah.
hey, I have to admit two things, Isabella. when I first met you, I fell in love with you. I don't know what you didn't like about me, but I've liked you from day one, and I like you even more right now. The more I know about you, the bigger fan I am. And if it's appropriate, I would love to invite your audience to check out our podcast if I have your approval.
Of course. Of course.
Seth,
Of
tell them what
course.
to do.
Yes.
course.
So Izabella, every week we share kind of these unique marketing strategies that we work on, especially post-purchase marketing strategies. You can search for it in your favorite podcast platform. It's the Post-Purchase Podcast.
Of course, we will share this link under this video as well. And yeah, welcome to the podcast of Pust Purchase Pro. Welcome to their onboarding process. Don't forget, the program is closed. No, it's actually closed. And I'm trying to be sarcastic because this is how I am. But genuinely speaking, to go on board with the big companies and to be a part of it, you actually have to prove it and you have to deserve, as all we are doing every single day. Because to be in a society and in this community, you have to be someone. So we're thankful to you guys, to Seth and Shawn and Danny, who is on the background watching us and listening all the time, that you've been with us today. And I hope to see you soon and see you on the webinar in a month.
I thank you as well, Izabella. And just to let folks know, if you book a call at postpurchasepro.com/call, let us know that you heard about it on Izabella's podcast. And then it's Amazon made easy, right? Then we will move you to the head of the class and we'll get you on the phone with someone ASAP.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
yeah, thank you for the compliment. Again, I didn't like you from the beginning, but I like you now. Seriously. And I'm proving. I'm reading, and I love it a lot. And if I will not like you now, I will not ask you to go on my podcast.
And this comes with your highest recommendation and 5 stars, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.